All right, so let's talk a little bit about this blackout that has been going across Europe. So if you haven't heard, in Spain and Portugal, and maybe some other parts of Europe, but especially there, there's been this huge a countrywide power outage. Now, I'm not downplaying some of the repercussions of what has happened, but it literally took out almost everything. And so nationwide type blackout. Obviously, some parts of the country probably had backup generators and other things, but there has been a scramble to restore electricity. And this has been ongoing for the last couple of days, or at least the last day since the time of this recording. And they've said that it may take up to a week to try to restore certain things. And so this begs the question. This is not another fear-mongering type of, end of the world, doomsday type of discussion, but it begs the question of where are we in all of this? First, let's talk a little bit about what the public perception is in terms of what people are saying and just a general narrative. Now, this was not officially, quote unquote, a cyber attack, but rather it was caused by what they say was a rare atmospheric phenomenon. So this, according to Portugal's REN, is, and again, I'm not going to get into big technicals here, but due to extreme temperature variations in the interior of Spain, there were anomalous oscillations in very high voltage lines, 400 kV, a phenomenon known as induced atmospheric vibration. These oscillations caused synchronization failures across the electrical systems, leading to successive disturbances across the interconnected European network. Now, I'm not going to talk technical, and I'm not going to claim like I know exactly what this is, but within the realm of feasibility, it could be true. It could be that this is exactly what caused it. But again, the question, and even The Guardian is talking about, is this foul play? Is there something else going on? And of course, the world, as we know it, for the sake of world peace, for the sake of the continuity of society, they're not going to come outright and say certain things. And again, I'm not implying that this was foul play. I'm not saying that this was some kind of white hat or black hat operation. A lot of people talking about certain conspiracies and bringing into the fold that there's a greater mission going on. And this was part of what is being uncovered within Spain and Portugal that could be true. And I'm not saying that I fully believe it, but I am, as I've said before, open-minded. I've talked about how we are in a society for which there are multiple layers of your perception of reality, and how in the first layer, the media, the people will tell you, the governments will tell you certain things, and you have to just believe it in some sense. But I've said before, like many others, that we are in an operation where for the sake of the peace of the world, and as I've said, the continuity of society, you say certain things, but something else could be going on. I'm not saying that that is the case all the time, but something else could be going on behind the scenes for which you can't just outright say it to the public, because again, there's enemies, there's psyops, there's fifth dimensional warfare, all these things. And it's going to cause a stir within the enemy camp if you just tell them why you're doing certain things. If you need to have a nationwide blackout for a certain reason and a cause for a operation, then you're not going to just say it. You're not even going to say this after the fact, maybe even forever, or even a week or two later, because you just have to let that be, play it off as the public believes a certain thing, and then you go on with life. Now, of course, there's a lot of things trending with regards to everything from, this person saying this is truly bananas. All of Europe appears to have been seconds away from a continent-wide blackout. And then again, talking within the realm of what they are speaking of, which is the hertz, the frequencies, and all these things, these technical things. And if it had fallen just a little bit below 0.3 hertz, below 45.5 hertz, Europe could have suffered a system-wide cascading blackout. And a lot of people talking about this from that perspective. Other people just talking about how, hey, look, there was massive power outages, but and internet payment processors, flights. Again, I haven't even talked about the degree to which everything was down, but you could imagine it being chaotic. And again, the media, many others saying it is, and it is in a sense, but others just took to, the nature, to parks, had blankets, beer, had a great time together, and showing this kind of stuff. And again, I don't know how true it is where people went out for a day, but again, once the reality sets in, then you're going to look at this and say, you know what? You have to get to work. You have to get places. You have to refrigerate your food. It's going to spoil. You're going to have to move things. You're going to have to drive places. There's so many things that this is going to impact in terms of society. So again, it's crazy that people don't take this seriously in some sense, but at the same time, as believers, we are not to panic. We are not out here thinking, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? This is going to be crazy for us. Yes, you have to prepare. Yes, you have to have some kind of prepper mentality in being ready and allowing emergency processes ready for you and your family. But at the same time, you want to trust the Lord in all of these things, wherever you are, in whatever country you are in. Yes, you are at the mercy in some sense of government and of the system, but at the same time, you trust the Lord and God can get you through all of this. So don't panic. Don't be in this mindset of, oh no, this is crazy end times, all that stuff. We still have time. But at the same time, a lot of this is going to just continue moving in to the end times. Remember, Matthew, Jesus talks about rumors of wars and rumors of wars, and that it is not yet time. Speaking of the last 7 years of the tribulation, but before that, you're going to have all these things. And you don't have to be concerned. You have to be worried about it. But at the same time, you have to be ready to try to ingest, to discern information, not from just what they tell you, but using the Holy Spirit to guide you into thinking, okay, what kind of research should I do to uncover the truth? And in some sense, it's not going to be given to you on a silver platter, but you have to research. You have to put together certain clues and things, and then also let time pass. I've said before, allow the 2 weeks to pass through to see what really happens, and then we can make some judgment calls. Independent media, people like myself, many others are doing a great job trying to uncover certain truths, but at the same time, don't be concerned. There is something going on behind the scenes. We don't know exactly what that is, but God is in control, and through his leading of the white hats and people that are Holy Spirit inspired, that have the power at the highest levels, they're doing something about these things. And sometimes you just have to go with, quote unquote, the narrative and say, you know what, maybe there was something else. This is what they say. And again, I'm not disregarding this as it being not true, but at the same time, it could be something else. Keep an open mind. Don't be so hard set on certain things unless you believe the Lord is leading you to say that this is the truth. Would love to know what you guys think. More is coming as we uncover this truth, but a lot is going on, guys. So just stay prayed up. Give it all to the Lord. Be encouraged during this time. If you guys want to support me, guys, I have my links down below. I'm in mission here in Korea in my next chapter in life. Just moved here. Would love to get your guys' prayers and financial support if possible. I'm really trying to do more videos, but again, I'm so busy these days. I've just been doing so much that I'm hoping to get more grounded and settled in. So love you guys. Talk to you guys very soon.